of the biggest challenges that we had is generating the planet itself. We had a bunch of tools, but we had to keep redoing them and upgrading them in order to get a planet that actually looks natural. Because there are so many things on the surface, and there's just no way an artist could, for example, paint every single corner of that planet. So we needed to make it through, let's say, programming. But then it's too perfect, and then you don't really get nice results. Coming up with stuff that actually looks natural was one of the biggest challenges that we had. The size of the planets is really big. I would say that one of the biggest I've seen in the game so far, because the diameter is like 120 kilometers. And if player wants to drive a car around the planet, it's going to take like an hour. And if he decides to, for example, land on the planet, the descent takes maybe like 10 minutes. The distances between planets are so huge that if you would like to travel from planet to the planet, it can take up to 5 hours. So we figured that we really need a way to shorten this. So we added to the game a jump drive that will allow your ship to actually like teleport to the next planet. One of the most challenging things in Space Engineers is coming up with good designs that actually solve a specific problem that the player has. For example, if he wants to land on a planet, he needs to design several kinds of crafts. For example, one that he will arrive with to the planet, then leaves the ship on the orbit, and then uses a shuttle to actually land on the planet itself, and then uses small vehicles, either wheeled or some that can fly, to actually discover the area or the surface. Space, as it is way more forgiving to mistakes in construction and, let's say, ship design. Everything kind of like works in the real time, which means that planets, space, all the ships and everything, like the players play together. There's no like pause between the things. So basically all the systems and everything that players do is in the real time, which creates like a lot of unpredictable situations. So for example, if a player has like an orbiting station over a planet and the station gets into like a dark side, then he might actually lose the power and the space station will actually fall on the planet. And then when the player like wakes up, plays the game, logs in, he actually finds himself on a planet in a wrecked station, and he has like no idea what happened and how that happened. So basically the unique thing is that since planets were added to the Space Engineers, it creates even more unpredictable situations. We don't have like one type of a planet that would, let's say, be like a lava planet or ice planet, but we have planets similar to Earth, which means if you start on the pole, you have just like a freezing land, and the closer to the equator you get, the more grasslands and woods you'll see on the way. The world of Space Engineers is quite complex, and many things are coming out of nowhere, and this brings like unique experience almost every single time. Space Engineers is a game for creative people, and planets bring a whole new area for their creativity.